Welcome to Americana Archives. Today's headline is Pleasures and Pains. The subheadline says, Connected with the Hunt of the Bluefish. It says, you are fishing in Great South Bay to be exact, that narrow channel 2 miles long and 2 or 300 yards wide, off the place where a quarantine station was to have been built by New York on Fire Island, but never erected because of strong public opinion against it. The squid is about 75 feet from the boat. You get a vicious jerk at your line. You square your shoulders and glue your feet to the ground. 25 yards away, the water boils. You begin to haul in. The line suddenly rushes off in an opposite direction. You haul in hard, hand over hand, and suddenly there shoots out of the whirling spray that seems to follow the line into the boat a bluefish, shining iridescent. The sport is on. The first fish has been taken. All eyes are alert to watch for signs, for the bluefish leaves its trail of cut-up fish wherever it moves. The bluefish is the most uncivilized fish that swims. It bites and slashes and murders other fish for the sake of killing, and this trail of blood leads to its own undoing. For the captain of the sloop or catboat or yawl or dinghy, or from whatever craft you fish from, watches for the signs, and once he finds them, man becomes the pursuer. This marauder of the deep gives sport during July, August, and the first week of September to thousands upon thousands of anglers who spend their vacation time on Long Island, where all roads from Amityville, Bayshore, Patchogue, Babylon, and Islip lead to the bluefish grounds. The bluefish is one of the greatest fish that swims. Take him on a light tackle, and you have done something to be proud of. Take him on the recognized hand line, and you have performed a feat that will give you a thrill of pleasure when memory takes you bluefishing. He is a fighter from Bulldogville, and being free from all restrictions makes no distinction of class, but furnishes rich and poor alike with real enjoyment. For a time, it is great sport to haul in bluefish at the end of a 300-foot line. But if the fish are large, weighing from 10 to 15 pounds, the recruit from the city is done after a struggle with 3 or 4 great fish. Hauling aboard a big bluefish is like pushing a freight car with the shoulder. If the fish runs small, the city angler will find his limit at or before he has landed 50 of them, and will be glad to quit, with the sensation that every bone in his body has been smashed. For hours, he can scarcely raise his arms, and the aches in a person will continue for several days. Pulling in several hundred feet of line with a strong active bluefish at the other end, exerting all of his tremendous fury and wrath to escape, is fascinating to contemplate, and even to enjoy for a while, but inglorious in results if continued during the day. The hands and fingers, notwithstanding rubber protectors, get cut to bleeding by the lines. The sun and wind pitilessly burn the face, neck, hands, and arms. At night, the angler proudly exhibits his catch, barely manages to swallow some dinner, gets immediately to bed, to groan over his aches and sores for at least 24 hours, and perhaps for several days. The jerk of the bite of a large bluefish has such great power in it as to make the angler sometimes feel that he is being fished for. The angler, feeling a sharp tug and heavy pull at his line, excitedly begins to haul in, but he soon finds that he has no puny antagonist to deal with, for the bluefish is one of the strongest and quickest moving fish that swims. It darts about in every direction, now diving down deep in the water and anon leaping clear of it, and while refusing to yield an inch, attempts in every way to shake the hook from its mouth, and the fisherman to secure his prize must be strong of hand and arm, and ready to meet all the feints and artifices of his antagonist with coolness and dexterity. A pair of thick woolen gloves is a necessity, for the strain is so severe when a large fish is hooked, that unless the hands are thus protected, the line is sure to cut them severely. The battle continues sometimes for a number of minutes, but the fish is at length conquered, and finally, with a quick pull, the glistening prize is lifted out of the water and swung into the boat. When brought into the boat, it jumps about, and the sensible thing to do is to kill the fish promptly. Otherwise, its sharp teeth and strong jaws may inflict wounds on the occupants of the boat. One needs to use some caution in extracting the hook from the mouth of the bluefish, as one snap at the powerful jaws and cutting teeth might well disfigure one for life. It is not uncommon to hear of a person losing a finger by the bite of a bluefish. It is always safe to use a club on the struggling fish and extract the hook afterward. A good rig is 21 thread reel line with piano wire attached, using a swivel between the line and the leader. For hooks, long shank 2 to 40 Carlisle are excellent. When a bluefish bites, as a general thing, he is hooked himself. The main thing is to keep the line taut, yet never hold it so tight that the fish can smash the tackle, which he will do in his fierce rushes if he is checked too hard. The bluefish makes a smashing fight of it from the minute he is hooked until he is dead. It's impossible to tell which way he will run. If he runs in so fast that he gets slackline, he will either shake the hook out of his jaws, or he will actually swim ahead of the wire leader and bite the line off with his keen teeth. This is his most common trick. He fights with a fierceness unequaled by any of the finny tribe. He exhibits the courage, strength, and deviltry of a wild tiger, running deep, breaking water, rushing from side to side, and always pulling and jerking with his entire energy. A bluefish will seize anything that's in motion in the water, and almost any bait therefore will answer, provided it's tough enough to withstand the sharp teeth of the fish and remain intact on the hook. The eel skin meets all requirements, and as it has a peculiar glisten when being dragged through the water, it makes as good bait as one can have. This story came from the great state of Nebraska, being reported in the Lincoln Daily News of August 5th, 1912. Thank you for joining us today. If you want to continue to uncover all of America's lost and forgotten history, then remember before you leave to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and remember to like and comment below. And we will see you next time on Americana Archives.